share really quick a little bit about Charlie Kirk's impact on his life.
Sorry about that. I was trying to find a verse on my phone if I was saved. Hello, my name is Noah. If you guys don't know me, I am Rosie and Patrick's son. So if you know Rosie, then you know she can talk and I can talk too. So I'm going to try to keep this super slim. But yeah, Charlie Kirk, to be honest with you, when I first saw him, really took Gen Z by storm in popularity. He hit the college campuses and he knew the curriculum to really reach the young generation. And for me, the most impactful time for me with that Charlie Kirk had in my life was going to America Fest last December. To be honest, I didn't even want to go, but I didn't want my mom to go alone, so I went with her. And it was crazy of just I guess the word that I can describe it was just courageousness, really. And what I've seen is faith moves faith, and courage is super contagious when you're amongst fighters that are fighting the good fight for one another. So I remember going to America Fest, leaving, and I remember we were driving back from Arizona, and I did a voice recording actually, and what was crazy was a voice recording that I recorded myself was basically just like now's the time, now's the time to go up, now's the time to fight. The best time to plant a tree was 15 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is today. And to not worry about the yesterday or the last week or the last years or regret or shame, but to just move forward and fight the good fight. I really felt that in my spirit, and it was pretty funny. A verse that came to mind that I had actually told my girlfriend. When I listened to the voice recording for the first time after this event, it was actually the day that Charlie Kirk passed away. So it was September 10th. And I totally forgot that I had this voice recording on my phone. But that night I was in Encinitas with my girlfriend, and we had dinner and we were having a Bible study. And I remember we were just praying. We're just like, where do you want to read? And I'm like, I have no idea. Let's go to Romans 8. And we read Romans 8 and came across Romans 8:18, which is my favorite verse, and it always sticks out to me. And I'll read this. Read this on 9:10. This was about maybe 8 p.m. at night. It said, "For I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." And I remember that day. It was emotional for me because we have, we know a lot of individuals that we are super close with that Charlie Kirk was kind of like a son to. And I remember reading that verse that day, and it just stuck out to me. And then next thing you know, I'm listening to the voice recording as I'm dropping my girlfriend off at her house, and I hear myself in the voice recording that I filmed last December 20th read myself that same exact verse where I was like, to my future self, I just speak over you Romans 8:18, for I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing to the future glory that will be revealed in us. So I just want us to receive that tonight. Whether you're in a season of suffering, whether you're on a mountaintop, or whether you're in the valley or the pit, we serve the same God. He's the same God on the mountaintops as he is in the valley. And I've been kind of hearing this phrase where it's like, we are all Charlie Kirk, or, we're all Charlie Kirk. And to be honest, I kind of disagree with that. And the only reason why I say that is because Charlie Kirk was gifted. He was anointed. We all have our own unique gifts and our own unique anointings that we have in our heart. That expression might look different than Charlie, but what I feel like should be explained more is that we are similar to Charlie Kirk, because the same spirit that lives in Charlie Kirk that compelled him to be brave is that same spirit that actually lives in us if we're one with Christ. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's the picture that I was at a prayer meeting at my church, and the picture that I had kind of received during prayer was kind of like an airplane. And for an airplane to take off, you first have to load the plane, and you first have to fire up the engines, and then you have to get across the runway. And then when you're on the runway, it's speed that defies the gravity of a plane to lift up in the air. And I really felt like Charlie was kind of that spark that started that engine for Christians, for conservatives, for people that love this country. He was really that spark that started the engine. And I feel as though it is up to each and every single one of us to carry that legacy, not just Charlie's legacy though, carry your own legacy, to fight the good fight, to keep moving forward, to be resilient, to be courageous, and to be brave in this time. And some that I love is that when I read scripture and when I read the feeding of the 5,000, Jesus first, with the 2 fish and the 5 loaves, Jesus first broke the bread before he multiplied it and fed over 5,000 people. And I feel as though for us, believers or not, sometimes we need to be broken in order to be sent, in order to be used. And I feel as though that through his passing, although it's sorrow and although it can be sad and although we mourn and it's important to feel all those emotions and feelings, I believe that for each and every single one of us, with that breaking, that's the send-off. And I think we need to embrace that brokenness, embrace really the breaking, and allow God to use us to be a vessel in this day and age for righteousness, for truth, and for holiness. I think America was great, and it was a great nation, and I believe greatness is in the future. But I believe that nation was once holy, that this nation was once holy as well. And I believe that it's in our best interest to go back to those roots, and it starts with the foundation that really Christ had formed for us, that Charlie dug up, and now it's us to pick up the shovels and keep on digging, keep on fighting. So yeah, I just encourage all of us with that, and just keep moving forward, keep fighting the good fight. So yeah, that's all I got.